Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Pikarski, and I teach meditation and give Dharma talks at the Venice Meditation Center called Blue Lotus Meditation Center here in Venice, Florida. And today I would like to talk about our actions either come from ego or true nature. So, when our actions come from ego, they're basically coming from the conditioned mind. Um, we usually act from our ego to build up our sense of self or defend our sense of self, and it creates problems for us. Acting from ego has a sense of conflict in it. Um, we are either in conflict or in competition with other people, and we experience it as a struggle inside of ourselves. Um, should I or shouldn't I do this? This is the mental ego, the conflict within the dualistic mind. Acting from ego creates suffering for us and others. It may not be immediate, but it will be eventually. It does not lead to happiness and peace. Actions from the ego are also habitual. They tend to be habitual because they come from the conditioned mind. They come from our conditioning and our habit patterns from the past. They tend not to come from wisdom and not to come from clear seeing. Um, they can create emotional conflict, and they tend to be impulsive. Actions from our true nature, and true nature is one way of saying it. Another way of saying it, in line with spirit. These are in harmony with what is natural for a situation. So it really behooves us to act from our true nature rather than from ego. Since ego is part of the chatter of the conditioned mind, it's easy for ego to drown out our true nature. Our true nature is much more subtle, but the ego is, pretty loud. So we need to ignore the conditioned mind and sink deeper inside of us to hear the more subtle voice of our true nature. For instance, you may have an insistent voice from your upbringing to be very successful or more successful. You push yourself to study law. However, one day you just realize you would really like to study something more interesting for you. You're just not that interested in the law. You're just studying law to be successful. You're really interested in biology or something else. And when you start studying that, you're in line with your true nature, so you're happy. So our shoulds are from our ego. But what we really want deep inside is coming from our true nature. And it's really important to be true to that. Some people call true nature the still small voice inside. In comparison, the voice of the ego is like louder static that can easily drown out this more subtle voice. Acting from our true nature feels good and leads to harmony and peace. It is not filled with the conflicts that our actions create from our ego. A lot of times you'll hear the voice of true nature when the voice of the ego is silent. For example, in meditation. In meditation, we can come to a certain amount of silence. And sometimes just waking up from sleep. When we're waking up from sleep, we wake up with a new idea. So creativity is really connected to our true nature also. There's a sense of rightness when something comes from our true nature. It doesn't really have a lot of conflict in it, a lot of doubt. It seems easy, it just seems inevitable. And so we act according to it, and we act without conflict. True nature does not act out of fear or anger. It acts from clarity and a sense of joy. Discriminating the difference between actions coming out of the ego and actions coming out of true nature is one of the best things you can do for your happiness. Because if you can't tell the difference, you will find yourself creating confusion in your life for yourself and others. In Buddhism, there is an instruction that you need to really meditate for a while to be able to calm your mind. Because once you calm your mind, then your vision will be clearer. And with clear vision, you can see what's true and what isn't true. So the still mind, the quiet mind, is essential for developing wisdom. And in the same way, if we want to make wise choices in our lives, it's very important we come from that place of stillness. The other thing about true nature is that it's never in a hurry. It's patient. Ego wants an answer now, and sometimes there's no answer right now. So we really can't give in to the ego's urge to know. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? If we're patient and take time and to observe and to go deeper, true nature will define our path for us. Lao Tzu said, "In stillness, the muddied waters return to clarity." And certainly this is true in this case. If you really become still, then you will have an opportunity to clear your mind and be able to see exactly what you need to do for your own benefit and for the benefit of others. My partner Karen has a wonderful saying. It's events make known the path of God. So events and situations reveal to us what doors are closing and which doors are opening. Life is very willing to instruct us and guide us if we're open. So there are many actions we take in life, and we have many important decisions to make in life. If you train yourself to listen to your true nature, you will be much happier. There's nothing worse than making a major life decision based on ego, marrying the wrong person, getting into the wrong profession, making huge mistakes that are costly later. So being able to tell this difference and be patient and settle in to your true nature, the stillness within you, and you will be guided. And as we become guided, we become more confident in that guidance because we experience it and it works out well. So I encourage you to really take time and inquire into the difference between actions that come from your true nature and actions that come from ego. Thank you.